Hello, my beautiful viewers on E360. And I can now see all my guests. I just want to show Rob. I can see you. I can see you, my beautiful Rob. So my guest is all here, and my guest is gonna blow your socks off. And I'm sure you are wondering, what is the power hour up to today? But first, before I am going to tell you what our show is all about, I want to say congratulations to the Diamond Beauties Forever group. Ladies, we are 3 years old. When I asked God on the 20th of June is my birthday, 2021, I want to create an amazing group of ladies that can love and be for each other in good times, and when it's not going so good, also be there for you. 3 years later, we are in 51 countries and we are almost 1,000 ladies in the group. I just wanted to say thank you to all the Diamond Beauty experts that helps me to inspire. Thank you for all the ladies that is uh, giving us beautiful quotes and posts and um, comments to say if there's something happening or just giving somebody some love. So, my beautiful ladies, I do have coffee. I just want, and it's freezing cold here in South Africa. I just want to say cheers to all of you. And before I go to our session today, so also with our 3 year celebrations, we're not going to have one Mrs. Spot's tea party anymore, but 3 a day for 5 days a week. That means we've got 15 amazing hosts around the world on different time zones that you can phone in on Zoom a half an hour to be seen, to be heard, and to be with like minded ladies. And we do have one of our new Mrs. Potts. She's going to be on a Monday. Mary, we have her on the show today. Okay, that is all about me, but I'm truly blessed that we have an amazing group of ladies on the Diamond Beauties. I'm not going to throw away the Tanzanite heroes, Rob and Brian, that my two, I call it my male celebrities, is from the Tanzanite heroes. And we have a perfect Nelson, as my father called it, 111 members on the group. But it's all about cricket and a perfect Nelson. And if you want to know more about that, you can always DM me. So, my beautiful ones, what does transformation means for you? Our beautiful title for today is Illuminated Your Path. What does transformation means for you? Transformation for me means a monarch butterfly. Transformation means for me, I wanted to live. I didn't want to die. I lost 165 pounds. Transformation is hard work. But if you celebrate small and big milestones, you can become, you can become a beautiful butterfly. So, I cannot wait to introduce my guest to you, but I have to play my amazing sponsor, Jose Escobar's video from the Connected Leaders Academy. And then as soon as his video is finished, my guest will be here. Here we go.
Is Jose Escobar. I live in Washington, D.C. area. I'm a family man. I'm an entrepreneur, coach, author, and speaker. I have communities. I support people. I'm a servant leader, and the list goes on. And I'm primarily the CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. That's my bread and butter. That's my core offer, right? That's where I put most of my time and energy. And the Connected Leaders Academy is a growing community. It's a tribe of some of the highest level entrepreneurs from all over the world. We're now over 350 plus members, 42 states across the US, and 17 international countries. If you're an entrepreneur out there that's looking to grow personally and professionally, scale your influence, develop your skill sets, move the needle in your business, more money, more clients, right? This is the community for you.
Hello, everyone. And here is my beautiful guest. I just want to see if here on my side is something open because I can hear myself. If I maybe can ask if you can mute yourself until I get to you. Let me find out if the back feed is still there. Just give me 1 second. I am going to go out of Facebook. Maybe it's there. Okay, now I don't hear it. Okay, but let us start. I am so excited you all are here and you are looking so beautiful, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen. So, Brian, if I can start with you, can you please introduce yourself and tell us where you're from?
Yes. Hello. My name is Brian Romaine, and I am from Denver, Colorado. Originally from Kansas City, but I live in Denver, Colorado for the last 11 years.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. I was in Denver and I was also in Kansas, and my beautiful Dana took me to the Wizard of Oz Museum, and I'm not sure if I can pronounce it right, but there's no, it starts with a V, but I'm trying now to pronounce it, but I cannot. But for me, I always wanted those red, beautiful shoes of Dorothy. But when I was at the museum, I decided I want modern ones, but it must be all glitter. So when anybody say Kansas, I just remember the shoes. I still want sparkly shoes. Thank you, my beautiful Brian. My beautiful Mary, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Mary J. Robinson, and I am from Fremont, Nebraska. That's close to Omaha, a bigger town. And I am a teacher, an author, and I own Kaleidoscope Energy, which is Reiki and healing touch. And so I try to help others move past their challenges.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, my beautiful Deborah.
Hi, everyone. I am from Alberta, Canada, near Calgary and Banff, if any of you are familiar. I'm delighted to be here, Sanet and everybody. I am a speaker. I'm a multi-time #1 international best-selling author, and I am a sales trainer and facilitator. And one of the things that I absolutely just love to do in my life is help other people bring their stories to life in their words. So that's one of my things that I just makes my heart sing.
That's amazing. And somebody have suggested to me when I take a little bit of me time, I must watch the series called Heartland. And I think they were also in Alberta. So I think I know more or less where you are. I think because of
They
the
film.
series.
They film right in my town. They here. They were just here on Friday. The caravan moved out on Saturday morning. But yeah, they film here on a regular basis, and they use part of our main street is props. So people want to go to Maggie's Diner. Well, I'm sorry, you can't go to Maggie's Diner. It's a prop, but it's the actors and actresses are wonderful. A gentleman that I met just the other day was saying that he and his wife and children were there, and one of the actresses just came over and started chatting with them and made them feel right at home while they were watching. And oh, it's quite an experience. You'll have to come, Saneet. We'll take you to all the heartland places.
Because don't really want to watch TV, but I started now to watch it last week. And I must just say, I'm on season 2 already. And it's not me. It's like I'm hooked. I don't know what's cooking, but I'm hooked. But thank you so much. Thank you. My beautiful Rita, can you introduce yourself to us, please?
Thanks so much for inviting me here. My name is Rita. I'm from South Orange, New Jersey, which is about a 30-minute train ride from downtown Manhattan in New York City on the East Coast of the United States. And I help stressed out professional moms to love their lives, really, through cultivating self-compassion, through changing their subconscious beliefs, and for those who live in New Jersey, by doing stand-up comedy.
Oh, I love it. And I cannot wait to come back around because I want to tell how amazing our coffee chat was. My beautiful Rob, can you introduce yourself?
I would love to. Thank you, Sanet. It's great to see you, as always. I always thought it was Sanet. Have I been saying it wrong this whole time? Is it Sanet?
No, it's Sanet. You are right.
I was wrong. Now I'm right. So thank you. Great to see you again. My name is Rob Z. Wentz. So I'm a leadership communication coach. I help businesses and individuals, teams become better leaders, work better together, help people improve their communication, because everything in life comes down to how we communicate with ourselves and how we communicate to others. The better we can communicate with ourselves and the better we can communicate with others, the better a leader we become. And we all should strive to be a leader in our own personal lives, but also in the professional life that we were in. And the better a leader we become, the better human being we become. And I just love to be able to serve people on that level. And yeah, it's just great to be here and great to see you again.
Wow, thank you so much, my beautiful Rob. So, my beautiful ones, I'm sure now you understand why I truly wanted to select all of you to come to today's show. Our show is called Transformation, and all of you are doing something. You are serving the world and helping them to transform to something better. So that's the reason why all of you are here. And I do have my African drum here. It's the small one. The big one you have to put around because it's too heavy. So I just I had to put, I had to play that one. I just wanted to say thank you so much for honoring all of us, for being amazing, and please do keep on doing what you all are doing. So, my beautiful bride, are you ready for your next question?
Absolutely.
Okay, what does transformation means for you?
Transformation for me is a pretty big word because almost 4 years ago now, I quit drinking and doing a lot of hard drugs because I didn't really introduce fully who I was earlier. I'm a cook. I've been cooking for around 19 years. I've also done front of house as well as what I'm currently doing in Golden, Colorado at a place called Bonfire Burritos, where I pretty much help run the front of the house and do a lot more interacting with customers and helping them with their orders and such as that, because I got to a point where cooking and drinking and doing drugs was like all I really knew, because falling into the space of what a lot of professional cooking is long hours, very grueling type of work. And some of it, not all of it, can be quite dangerous as far as the activities that you can get into and things that you can lead your lifestyle in the wrong paths. And so in 2020, I decided to really clean everything up because I was dealing with a lot of problems with the law, with my drinking, as well as personal problems and family issues. The list goes on. So, transformation for me is a large topic because it's something I have been personally working on for the better part of 4 years. And in the 33 years that I've been alive, just in that 3 years and some change, more transformation has happened for me than in the decades of me growing up into my 30s, because nothing else really mattered for me other than, are the customers happy? Have I executed all of my dishes? Are all of my cooks on point just like I am? Am I doing the service that I'm meant to do? Am I really putting out the energy that I'm supposed to be doing? On paper, yes. Inside, a nightmare. Absolutely not doing that for myself. So that became the number one priority as of 2020. Is each year I learn something new about my own transformation, about my own health, about my own wellness, about my own toxicities that need to be expunged, things that in my brain were patterns that I had developed into these series of events that I was always so confused about the outcome. But as we know, the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over and over again, expecting the same results, as the old age tale says. So I decided to flip the script, and each year I've learned something new that I can apply for the next year and the next year and the next year. And in September 13th, I will celebrate 4 years of complete sobriety from hard drugs and alcohol. And it's thank you. Thank you. It's truly something that means a lot to me, and that's also why I wear a lot of simple clothing like this brand, Sober, because it actually stands for the basic content of just you don't have to be sober. It's just the mindset, the conversations you can start with people of just having brand awareness around something that has a story. The creator of the brand was, sober for X amount of time, wore a t-shirt that said 100 days sober. It turned into this brand. It's now a growing thing of, I wear this. I wear shirts that say be a good person because my friends own a clothing brand in Denver called Be a Good Person. And it's truly about not being perfect. Don't be a jerk. It's just be a good person. So these are the philosophies that I have built now on my transformation that help me and guide me in my journey every day.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you, my beautiful Brian, for sharing. I really appreciate you. And when we had a coffee chat, you have blown me away, young man, blown me away. My beautiful Mary,
Appreciate you.
thank you. What does transformation means for you?
Well, mine's a bit different, um, and probably not as long. So I apologize for that. But I just feel like I feel like transformation is growing and evolving, and within myself, especially when I went through my 2-time battle with cancer. I didn't know that I was going to become an author of a book. And then, of course, I have a chapter in your book, Sanet. Woohoo! Woohoo! And I mean, just that. And then all those terrible things were defining moments in my life where it made me have to grow and evolve and transform into something new. And that's how I became interested in healing energy. I never had heard about it before. And I feel like that played a big role in my healing. Of course, number one is God. I'm a believer, and He gave me many miracles throughout my times to let me know that I was going to make it. However, I'm a teacher of the visually impaired, if nobody knows that, and I always thought I was going to do that, but I had to step out of my comfort zone and start new things because I know that God wanted me to do something more and something different. And so now I pair my teaching career. I work part-time so that I can do energy work as well. And I keep learning and growing from that. So I just feel very blessed to be here and to be here with amongst all you. So thank you so much.
I've got goosebumps, and the reason for my glasses, Rob, I don't know if you can remember, when I get goosebumps coming from here to the top, then I put my hard glasses on. And yes, my beautiful Mary, that's amazing. And I got to hug you in Omaha, Nebraska. So how incredible
Yes.
is that?
I was so happy that we got to meet and have tea together and some snacks. It was so wonderful. So
Wow,
wonderful.
it was amazing. So, my beautiful Deborah, what does transformation means for you?
Transformation for me is many things, and it's ongoing. It's the largest for me transformation began when my mentor showed me what thoughts looked like in actual color pictures in energy, what thought energy actually looked like, and how it changed when she didn't know what I was thinking, but she was taking my picture, and my pictures weren't pretty. Oh my gosh, they were just really, really awful, ugly, really, dull colors and broken auras, and I took a look at it and I thought, girl, something needs to change. And the only person who's going to be able to do that is you. And that's where it started for me. So for me, transformation begins in thought. It begins in the decisions we choose to make. And I believe that's every day that, as Brian said, he chose to make those decisions to have a different and better life. And his transformation is helping him blossom every day into something more and help other people. I think that we all need to do that as we discover and we evolve and we just continually transform, just continually. I don't think we're ever the same from 1 minute to the next, never mind 1 day or 1 year or one lifetime. So that's what transformation is for me.
Wow, I love it. And I'm gonna ask everybody for the golden nuggets at the end of the show, but can I ask you if you can give us your golden nugget now because there's a reason for, please?
My golden nugget is wow. I say wow all the time. And I'm a believer that there's wow in some manner, shape, or form in every language and culture. I don't know what all of them are, but that's my belief system. Don't ask me to say I've researched it because I haven't, but I believe that. And so wow for me is an acronym, and it's an acronym for wonder, openness, and wisdom. And that's how I want people to think, is wonder, openness, and wisdom, and not in all just the good stuff. As Mary said, she had these trials and tribulations through the cancer, and she has evolved into somebody and doing other things that she can look back on it with a different view, different glasses, as you put your glasses on. And I think that I've had many instances in my life where the wows weren't like wow, they were wow. And when I could find, now that I look back at them and I go, what was the wonder in that? And what did it open me up to? And what's the wisdom that not only I gleaned for myself, but now I get to share with other people? And that's what wow is to me. Thank you, Sanet.
I had to put on it's a children's one because I could not get the adults ones because it's pushing me in here because it's actually fit for a child. But this is the only one that's got diamonds that I could get. Can you see? Let me try and put it in again. There you are. Beautiful. I love it. I love your acronym. Your wow. I love it. And yes, I do have a wow, even in my home language, Afrikaans. And you know what is that? Wow. Thank you. My beautiful Rita, what does transformation means for you?
Well, when you asked the question, of course, I got a writing. I made some notes. So one of the notes was, I think it's a Tony Robbins quote, which is change happens when the pain of where you are is greater than the fear of where you need to go. And that's totally my story. And I think probably most people's story is that we don't do much changing unless we're forced to do it, or just we're so sick and tired and in pain of where we are. And for me, it changed from being a mom who was always stressed out and running, burning the candle at both ends and juggling a lot of balls, to someone who was sitting on the floor crying with all of the fear of failure and all of those terrible thoughts about yourself that came up. And then I was desperate enough. I was in so much pain that then I was open to something different. And the something different was giving myself a break. It was having self-compassion. It was looking at the parts of my life that weren't working, which was a lot, being really honest about it, and then taking a step back and looking at, what am I thinking? What am I believing? What motivates me, right? So a lot of it is that, and I think transformation, like everyone said, is ongoing. And I think that transformation is when you start getting closer and closer to what your soul has in mind for you, instead of what your brain is telling you, your ego is telling you what you have in mind for yourself. God bless the ego. And so as I got closer and closer to what my soul wanted, I started noticing I was thinking differently. I was believing different things. I was doing different things. And then the game changed. The game changed. That's all I could say. But different perspective, different viewpoint, different goals, different ways of looking things. And it also became, sometimes people come to me and they go, I have two terrible choices. I'm between a rock and a hard place. And I'm like, good. Okay. Because between those two choices, there's probably an infinite amount of other choices you haven't even thought of. And that's part of transformation, I think, is that it opens up different choices, or you may pick one of your original choices, but you do it for a completely different reason. Why you're doing is different and how you're doing is different. So that's what transformation is for me.
Wow, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, my beautiful Rita. You are amazing. My beautiful Rob, what does it transformation means for you?
So the fact that I have to go last here, I need to comment on a few things because this has been so good. Brian, I just wanted to say to you, man, amazing. I went through years of addiction myself also. So hearing your story and how you came through all that, really powerful and really impactful. So I just felt like I needed to mention that, man, because I love it. And I'm a big believer in, make your mess your message. And we don't go through a mess for nothing in our life. We need to be able to use that to help other people. And, I don't think God puts us through difficult things, but I think whenever we go through difficult things, he uses those things for good so we can then take those things and help other people with them and bring transformation to their lives. We've experienced transformation, so we help other people experience transformation. If we're not using those gifts we've been given and those experiences, then we're doing a disservice to ourselves and to humanity. And Deborah, I wanted to say to you also, you said about, wow, on my way here, I was running late. And I don't know, Sanet, if you saw my message or not, but we were on a trip and I was coming back and we ran into traffic. And I'm like, I'm not going to make it back in time to be on this. And I made it back like with less than 5 minutes to spare. And so something I say to myself now, I used to say I was frustrated. Now I say I'm fascinated. So when I say I'm frustrated, I use a lot of other words than wow. A lot of them are 4-letter words, right? But whenever I'm fascinated by things, it's like, wow, okay, what can I learn from this, right? And it was amazing that I made it here in time. I never thought that I was going to be able to. So I think wow is a great word, because when you're fascinated by things in life and you see life as fascinating and the things that happen to you as fascinating, and you say wow all day long, and the bad things can actually become good things that you learn from. And so something that when I think of transformation, I think of Romans 12:2 in the Bible. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. So renewing ourselves on a daily basis, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. So when I think of that, I'm like, man, how can I be renewed on a daily basis? And the fruits of the Spirit, right? So the fruits of the Spirit are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, forgiveness, gentleness, and self-control. And it says, in those things, there is no law for those things. Those are wonderful things we can live by. So if I find myself frustrated, right, what fruit of the Spirit can I choose and transform myself in that moment? Because transformation comes, like, we could say we've been transformed, but to be transformed, you have to go through very small transformations on a daily basis. Those are like the choices we make. Like, we might have a thought that could lead to a bad action, but we can change that thought. We can pick a different thought. Once we had the bad thought, let's pick a good thought. And that begins to transform us on a moment by moment kind of basis. And that's what transformation means to me.
Wow, that's incredible. Oh, I've got goosebumps. I've got goosebumps.
I need some glasses over here. I don't have any sunglasses I can put on.
I have even a shark glasses. Shark.
I believe you.
I've got a whole bag of glasses, but before I show you, let me just quickly get this out. This is all my props that I used to have, but let me just show you.
You're like Carrot Top, the comedian. You got a trunk
Look,
full of stuff.
here's all my props. And I'm going to let Brian talk to us now, and then I will quickly look for my shark glasses because the children choose it in New Zealand. And I said, yes, it's beautiful, but it lifts my hat up. So I don't really like to put it on, but I will show you. My beautiful Brian, can you tell us how are you serving the world?
Through kindness, because I had so much bitter energy with the world and my choices and the things that I had really stewed up. And when I went through therapy and I went through rehab and I was in my second week of rehab, I realized, oh wow, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be here. I have done all of the math to get here. And in this life, it really kind of shocked it was a culture shock because I had only known the life of partying, going to concerts, going to work, cooking, grinding that out just to go and party again and find the next moment, find the next high, find the next anything, because it almost stopped being about the substance because it's all sprinkled in, and it's more about how long can the good time last. So for me, it how I serve the world now is just by being authentic, and by being authentic is having integrity, and having integrity is kindness, and kindness is just this excuse me, this whole equation that I see now as something like, if I'm authentically myself and the nicest version of myself to everybody, then that service then transforms into your day, into somebody else's day, because I have no idea what anybody's day looks like when I have over 100 tickets an hour at my job, because our restaurant is so busy that we will do over 100 tickets an hour on any given weekend. So I see hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of people within any given weekend, because those are the 4 10s that I work. So for me, it's this pie, because a big slice of that is my community at work, because now that I'm sober, I don't really care about any other parties, bars, shows. They're great. I'm not knocking having fun. I have fun all the time. Trust me. But it's something that I look at as pieced out. I'm needed for service in these parts of the week when I'm working or not working. So when I'm clocked into my community at Bonfire, I'm my biggest self. I'm my most present self. And I'm using my kindness and my words just to, brighten anybody's day. Because, like, I have no idea what you're going through. And if you're just coming here to get a burrito, I'm going to make that experience a one of one thing. And it's the same thing that I have to carry into the rest of the world when I'm helping host athletic events with my team at Full Circle here in Denver, or I'm hosting people on my podcast. It's called Clean Plates. It's about the relationship we have with food and our relationship with food itself in the world. It's something that I use as again, these pieces of where I'm needed to serve the world. And I try to look at it as a day-to-day thing, sort of like my sobriety, because I take it one day at a time. I try not to overload that data with too much bandwidth or too much energy, because I only have so much energy as one human. So for me, the way I just serve the world simply is authentically by being kind and using my integrity to impact the world.
Wow. Isn't that incredible? So I will put on my my shark glasses. Okay, I will have to. There you are. Rob, here's my shark glasses. Can you
Those are
see?
nice. I can see. Those are very nice. I think those are also kids' glasses, I would imagine, just like the other ones.
Yes. I'm struggling to get it in. Thank you so much for that, Brian. I really appreciate you. I love what you are saying, that you are serving the world through kindness. On this Thursday, I've done my 492 coffee chats in 2 years and 7 months. And a lot of people around the world they don't know their purpose and they are lonely and they don't experience a lot of kindness. So I just want to say thank you to you, and I want to use my button. Deborah, we didn't use the easy button, but maybe there still be an easy button that we both can use. But this is for you, Brian. My beautiful Mary, can you how can you tell us how are you serving the world?
Mine's very similar to Brian's. I feel like even if I can just give someone a smile, I it seems like even when you go to the grocery store, for instance, and you feel someone's energy, whether they're having a good day or not, just a nice smile. How are you doing? Can I help you with that or anything? I feel like kindness plays a big role in my life too. And with my career too, I also love to help my students see the world through touch and the best they can with their vision. And so when they have those aha moments, or when I'm helping parents find ways to let their child view the world in their own special way, it's just so meaningful to me. And then I also in the energy world, if I have, like, for instance, a friend recently had surgery and she was like, hey, could you do a healing touch session on me distance? And I'm like, yes, sure, I'd be happy to. Just pay it forward in kindness. I mean, it's not hard to help people. It's just not. And it doesn't take much effort to be nice.
Wow,
So,
I love it. I love it. So I have this aviator glasses that
whoa.
my little one, he was 3, have chosen for his Omi. So here is for you. But I just wanted to say, I looked at your sensory garden that you have created, that it was your baby. And then when we had our coffee chat, I actually went and go and look at how different things that we take for granted, that people that cannot see, that we just, and how do people do things for them to make them feel things or smell things, and what you have done for not only those amazing children, but also for their parents. You let them experience life. So I want to also press this button. Thank you, my
Thank
beautiful
you.
Mary. Thank you. My
Thank
beautiful
you.
Deborah, I will go and I will select a beautiful glasses for you. Can you tell us how you inspire? How do you help beautiful new authors to put their stories in your books?
Well, I do that by divine wordsmithing. And where did I get that phrase? From the wonderful Sanet, who channeled that message during our coffee chat the first time. And I had been looking for a phrase, because I keep saying, I don't know, the words come to me and they seem to be the right words that people need right at the time. And I consider that a gift, and I consider it a God given gift. And Sanet said to me, God just told me you're a divine wordsmith, and that's your gift to use. And I've been using it ever since, Sanet. I put it actually in my bio now. So that is how I am trying to serve the world. I also believe in kindness. I talk to everybody and anybody wherever I am. I wave to people, I smile at people, and I love that. But with being a divine wordsmith and being given the gift of words that come to me, that's how I help people share their stories in the chapters in my books. And I love when I can help an author, seasoned authors as well as new authors, because when help them get their stories out there chapter by chapter, and just to help, because all those stories have value, not only for ourselves to express them, but for other people, because we're not the only people going through this stuff. And if there's maybe a different version of it for every person, but there's a lot of similarities there. So that's how I try to serve people, is by helping them become #1 international best-selling authors. And that's one of the things that, like I say, makes my heart sing. And helping people to change their thoughts, to see what their thoughts actually look like in picture format, like just so they can really get that visual. Those are the things that I love to do. So
Wow, I love it. So I selected this one's for you. Also a hat push upper. Can you see it push the hat up?
that's like Dame Edna. Dame Edna used to wear those kind.
Oh wow! You see what you let me do, Rob? You brought me like I brought out my bag of glasses. So Rita,
I didn't know I was going to turn into this. I had no idea there were so many glasses in there.
my beautiful Rita, can you tell us how you are serving the world? Because yours is truly also amazing. So I would love you to continue. Thank you.
So I read somewhere that as the world changes, as we ascend, or whatever words you want to call this change that we're going through, that there are going to be some people in the world that are just there to anchor the energy. So I feel like I definitely raised my hand for that. I'm here to anchor energy. I think I also allow people, I give them permission slips. Some people want to do something, or they want to make a change, and I'm an encourager. So I'm like a cheerleader for them a lot of times. And I think some people just need to hear, yeah, you can do that. Or, yeah, you're funny. Or, yeah, you can get behind that microphone. Or, yeah, you can make that decision or that hard phone call. Sometimes they just need that one person to say, you go, girl, you can do it. Tell me about it after you've done it. So I think that, and then also I feel like one of my Miracle Morning, has anyone read the book Miracle Mornings? So if you haven't read the book, it's how to create your day so that every morning feels like a miracle and you have the energy you need to go out there and do your thing. And a lot of it is meditating or journaling. Well, my Miracle Morning is getting up and going down to my local coffee shop with a bunch of guys and laughing. That's what we do. I'll bring our cup of whatever, and we just start laughing about whatever it is, kookiness of the world, what our kids did, what we did. And it starts my day off in a higher vibe. And then lastly, part of what I do is I help women cultivate self-compassion. So one of the ways that happens is I greet them with compassion, that they know they can come to me without judgment, that they can say pretty much whatever, and I'm not going to be going, oh, really? I can't believe you did that. You're such a terrible person. I'm going to be like, tell me more about that. I'm so sorry you're suffering with that. Tell me more. What do you need right now? So I would say those are the ways.
I love it. So I selected this one for you. So
like
this is
sign, a little bit like an infinity.
Oh yes, and also Thank you, my beautiful Rita. And I don't know if there will be Tom, but maybe if you can tell us a joke after Rob's session, if you want to. But we will see how long Rob is gonna entertain us. So, Rob, I just selected your glasses first out. So, can I put it on for you first?
Yeah, please do. Whoa, rock star. Let's go.
So you.
That hat doesn't work with those. I don't think you can wear those both at the same time.
No, definitely not. So, my beautiful one, you are a rock star for me. Not only what you are doing, but also in your podcast that you are putting out, and that how you serving the world. And I love you for a long time now because I know you for a long time. So, please, can you tell us, my rock star, how are you serving the world?
Sure. Thank you, Sanet. And I feel the same way about you. I'm so glad that we met. I don't know how, like a year and a half ago or so, I think it was.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So how you're showing up for the world? Everybody said a lot of the things that I was going to say, and I would just kind of go along with those things. And Rita, what you had said, it's very true. So few people get encouragement in the world. If we can encourage people, that's really one of the best things that we can do. And, just hold space for people. One of the things that I love to do on a daily basis, I just try to, I make a list sometimes, but I don't always make a list. But when people pop into my head, I'll say a prayer for them, first of all. But then I'll usually reach out to people and just see how they're doing. If we just touch base with people, just a text message or a voice. I love sending voice notes to people. That also really, when somebody sends me a voice note out of nowhere, like I love that because it's not just a text, it's like somebody's actual voice. So I do that for friends and people in my life just to check in on them. If you know somebody's going through something, if you know that somebody's going through something, check in and just see how it's going, right? Because I had a guy the other day, he's going through a crisis in his marriage, and I messaged him and just asked him how it was going. Literally, I was just like, hey, man, how are things? And he came back with this long text saying how glad he was that I reached out because he said, nobody's touching base with me. Nobody's like keeping tabs on me, right? And it's not that people don't care. It's we get busy and we have so many other things going on in our life, we can lose sight of like, that's the important thing, that the human connections that we have with others are the important thing. So how do we encourage people? And like Mary said, just showing up, like smiling, giving somebody a smile, asking somebody how their day is going. Even I love when you go to a store and somebody has a name tag and you can say, hey, Ella, how are you? There's this lady at the dollar store that I go to. She's such a sweet old lady, but she's also angry a lot. So when I see her, I say her name. And I can tell it always like sparks her. It always like fires her up when I say her name, and she gets like a smile on her face right away. So saying people's names is a huge one. Showing up for people, it just, there's the work-life balance concept. I love the work-life harmony concept more of like, how can we live in harmony with our work and our life? And I think when we're living in harmony, we are present wherever we are. So I think it's the biggest gift we can give people is truly being where we're at that current point in time, which gets harder and harder with the more technology there is, right? But I know my son and I went, oh, we're getting the glasses. I must be saying something good. All right. Victory. I don't think I got them yet. So this is a victory. All right. So my son and I went camping a couple of weeks ago for 3 days, and just the two of us, and we didn't have our phones, right? We weren't on TV. We weren't playing video games. We were just hanging out, and we had some of the best conversations. We would laugh, like you were saying, Rita. We'd laugh laying on our cots in our tent until like midnight, just screwing off because like there's something about that you can't get with. I have 3 screens in front of me right now, right? you can lose joy so quickly, and it's too much going on, and we have to just be there for people, like really be there, and that's something we have to work on. And Brian, to your point of being like going through addiction, right? When you're addicted to things, you are so wrapped up in you can't see past you to see anybody else. You're so stuck on you. So the more we can get past us and get to other people, I love that so much. So that's what I would say.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So we didn't use our easy button. Can we quickly do the easy button? Deborah, come. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
That was easy.
So, my beautiful ones, we actually have a minute and a half. So, Deborah gave me her golden nugget. Brian, what's your golden nugget?
Mine is to just feed the world, and that's through my kindness. That's through
No,
the food
not
that
too
I
long.
serve.
Brian, just one. You like to feed,
Feed the
feed.
world. Feed the world.
Perfect. Mary?
A life with meaning is a life worth living.
Rita?
Give yourself a break.
Woohoo! Rob?
Make your mess your message.
Woohoo! Amazing, amazing. My beautiful viewers, I hope that you have enjoyed our session today. My guests, they did blow your socks off. I know they did. So, my beautiful guests, yes, Mary, mwah. My beautiful guests, will you have a. I must tell you, after the show, people didn't love my laughing when I got slimmer because it was not beautiful. But they told me not to laugh, but I will tell you now. Um, the sock put me off my story. My beautiful guest, will you have a dance with me?
Sure, why not?
My beautiful viewers on E360, on the Tanzanite Heroes, on the Diamond Beauties, will you have a dance with us? They said yes, they said yes. Here we go.
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I can fly away. Smiling at a moonbeam or squinting in the
Where we
sun.
go?
Sprinkle me with fairy
Brian, here we go,
dust.
Brian.